Yes, okay. Welcome all. A warm namaste from my side here. This is Ashish Sadekar from Prothoughts, and I'm going to talk today about a very interesting topic, which is disciplined agile or agility is working for PMI. A bit controversial. It's like my insights and my data, okay, talking with a lot of people across the globe, okay, and it's something which, I think a very relevant topic which everyone needs to know about and everyone can form an opinion about things, right? So welcome all once again. Happy to see a lot of people joining. Okay, most welcome all of you. And yeah, this is something which is my honest take on things as I see it. Right. So this is about me. My ikigai is project management. I love doing what I am do. Uh, I am a great proponent of disciplined agile and a good well-wisher and a strong partner for PMI. So I think good about PMI and what they do, and it's like the PMI states, right? It's a global authority on project management. So it can have a lot of things to do, can change the way we do project management. So it has a lot of, we call them brokers of trust, right? So something which they have a lot of influence on doing things. Right. So I'm going to talk about a very interesting topic, okay, on agility. And I will have a lot of polls as well today. So it's something which is a little interactive, something which is like a relevant subject, something which is a needed subject as I think of today, maybe for PMI as well. Okay, given that what is happening all around us. So yes, okay. So thank you all joining this session. Lovely to have all of you here, and thank you for taking off your time. I can see a lot of people from non-India countries, so that's good. Okay, thank you so much. So let me start by uh, talking about. There is a lot to talk about. Okay, I have concised this and presented with some facts and figures around things. So let me put the agility roadmap. Okay. So PMI actually entered agility in 2012 with PMI ACP, right? And it has very strong numbers on PMI ACP. Before that, the agile market was predominant with Scrum, right? So Scrum started much earlier, like in 2002, and then there was the Scrum Alliance broke up into two parts, and then you have Professional Scrum Organization in 2008, and they were actually doing the same things, but a little variation, okay? And these were two strong bodies, and then PMI comes into 2012. Along with that, also SAFE comes, scaled agility, and a lot of agile practices. In fact, there are 200 agile practices, if you are aware, and all mushroomed around that same era of 2010 to 2015. So it's all where started. In fact, disciplined agile also legally started in 2012. Unofficially, it started in 2008-9 with Scott Ambler and Mark Lyons. But yeah, 2012 it got legally separated, and it started in 2012. So 2012 looks like a very brilliant year for people to start agility. I don't know what's good about that year to start agility, but many started around that year, and that's where it started. And but point of putting this landscape into place was in 2019. PMI, after a lot of soul searching, and that's where PMI started there in 2019 as well, and 2019-20. They actually changed a lot of things, including the PMP, including the structure of the REPs, including the ATP programs. So it was a well thought out plan to acquire disciplined agile. And that was their base for agile certifications market. So that's where they started in 2019, where they acquired, and then they actually involved McKinsey as an external consultant, where the nomenclature of the certifications, what they should call, etc., was also introduced. And they launched it in USA and India, these two major countries as a pilot. Okay, we know that Prothoughts was one of the premium partners at that time, and we were the first ones to launch it in August 2020. We started working with PMI from June 2020, and we were first ones to launch that. And then the nomenclature changes in DSM in 2020, DSSM in 21 February, and subsequently they launched like DAC and DBAC, which is like their journey of mastery in disciplined agile. And around the same time, I think the founders, after their 2-year contract or 3-year contract, they left in June 22. And also there was a void in PMI where I think their CEO left, and there was a lack of leadership, lack of the path direction that they would have. So it was a tough period, I guess, during that time as well for PMI. Uh, so this was a very interesting period where, okay, a lot of things are were happening, and then we got a new leadership team in 2023, and no, and then they were starting to do this PMI next strategy with a good focus on artificial intelligence. Okay. So you would have a new strategy now that has been talked much about. The focus is from uh, the community of project manager only on project management professionals, where PMP is a gold standard. So there are a lot of changes. The way focus had changed with the new leadership had changed. In November 2023, Disciplined Agile was moved from the certifications page to a business solutions page on the PMI website. And in April 2024, it was moved back to the certifications page. So you can see a lot of flux about what is happening in the agile way of thinking in PMI, which is their go-to agile strategy. Is it the PMP? Is it the PMI SEP? Or is it the disciplined agile? Or we still need to figure out? Okay, there is a question mark. I don't know. Okay, so this has been happening throughout. Okay, not this many years. Okay, and we have been very instrumental in focusing and collaborating and positioning the agility certifications for PMI, having been a strong partner. So I wanted to put in line on and take your feedback, your opinions on this as well. So this has been one of the PMI next strategy, okay, being a gold standard. A gold standard is something which is like a North Star, okay, telling you the focus area, how to do project management, and PMP serves best, okay. So there are many other certifications of the gold standards, okay, which is a PGMP, which is a PFMP, and I will show you the certifications in a while in the next slide. But the idea of this gold standard is will tell you the guiding star about how you should do the project management. And I think that would be one of the strategies which has been announced and given, okay, in the PMI next strategy. And I think it's very transparent. The question is PMP going to be filling the agile certification gap? This is the project management going to include the agile certification. Okay, so that is some a big question that we all need to answer. PMI needs to answer. Is okay. What I understood from what PMI's next strategy is that they are positioning for all project needs a PMP certification as one basic certification. I wanted to know from you before I go into more detail on, okay, what you think about is PMP certification can be seen as an agile certification. I have launched a poll. I will be happy to know your responses on this. I will also publish your results here. Come on, all. Okay, 70% has answered. Come on, all. Let me see what you guys think. It's very important, right? Know, to understand what professionals, practitioners think about PMP. Is PMP seen as an agile certification today? It includes a lot of agility, by the way, as in today's certification of PMP. But is it seen like an employer or as a practitioner or as an expert agile certification? Okay, interesting, right? Okay, I will share some results for you. Okay. I think 33% said yes, PMP is seen as agile certification. Of course, the 66% is saying no. And they are seeing like 22% is saying PMP is seen as a traditional waterfall. And but okay, people do PMP for project management and not for agility, right? Uh, so I think no, I think I also, if I have to talk about, I talk with various peoples, uh, and one of the things that I have noticed is that uh, many employers know project management and they equate it with PMP. That's their mind space. But agility and PMP is not the mind space. The project management is not termed as agility so far. So if I have to take into this, okay, uh, so my take on this is that the market today is going towards agility, right? PMP provides the proficiency in project management, right? Okay. But we need a separate mind space to cater, or PMI should actually do a hell lot of marketing and should say that PMP, if you do it, it serves the agile market as well. I don't think today that is the mind space covered. My perception, and I talk with a lot of many people, that PMP is regarded as a traditional, okay, space where it provides the proficiency. It's the basic and it's needed and much needed by every employer to know project management, and it gives that assurance to the employer that if you do PMP, you can do things right in project management. However, it doesn't serve as a platform to do agility. So no two doubts about that. There is a big gap. One, PMI can actually do some marketing to, because PMP has agility, and or they should come out with a certification to fill in the gap. I think this is a gap currently we have. I'm going to show you some numbers here to tell you how is the global certification market looks like. And this numbers, you get it through various marketing tools, right? We use it in our workplace. PMP certification, this is a global number. It's pretty high. Okay. It's very good. But if you see other numbers, even the scrum is much higher than a PMP certification. Okay. If you see a safe number is much higher than a PMP certificate. This is a global search by people on Google. You can understand the demand for agile certifications today in the market versus PMP. There is a huge market for agile certification. And I don't think today PMP serves as the agile certification for PM, right? I have put some kind of data on this that okay, today there would be more hybrid and tomorrow it will be more agile, right? So PMI rightly did PMP and spruced it up with agility. 50% they have put it agility. Going forward, they will have both as a hybrid certification, more on a practical point of view, and try to build that certification. And because it's a global standard, it's a global authority, PMP should be the number one there, of course, but will not be their specialized agile certification. Today, I think at least in the next 5 years, we need a specialized agile certification. Okay. So PMP is the course certification. We sometimes call it a gold standard as PMI tries to call it. And okay, people can clear their fundamental, their basics, and then the next step right now how they do it is to go for a specialized courses, because agility cannot be a gold standard. Agility will be having various approaches. Today there are 200 different practices for agility. So agility is tailored, whereas PMP is standard. Okay, it's the basic knowledge. Agility needs specialization, it's contextual. It has different practices. It needs to have that variation. Which needs a different way of doing things. Safe and Scrum works because it's prescription method. You spoon feed things, it will work. Okay, it works for starter. But no, now, PMI needs to figure out how they can fulfill this basic demand. This is my take on things. These are their gold standard certifications as I see it from their websites. And these are their specialized certifications. Whereas Disciplined Agile is one of them. There's currently recently started construction management, the CP one. That is another one. They have now tied up with the PMO global authority. So I will not be surprised they come up with something like a PMO, which will be another specialized certification. So one of the strategies PMI will say that you do a core certification of PMP and then go to any of this specialized certification. But they need to really focus and tell that this is a agile certification for this agility space. I think that message is currently not coming from PMI. Like I know if it's in construction, you have construction CP certification. But here for agility space, which is a bigger space than a PMP market, I think PMI should hit the bullseye sooner than later. This is my take on things. Okay. Let me have another poll for you. Okay. Where I want to understand from you is disciplined agile. Do you think, okay, certification for PMI? Okay. So let me launch this. Come on. Okay. Some more, please. Okay. Lovely. I will share you the results. Okay. So half of them, okay, almost a majority, says yes, okay, which is very interesting. I did this same poll with some other people, and they also said no, almost 51% saying that disciplined agile will work as PMI's agile certification, but rest are kind of neutral. Let's see, wait and watch. Okay, so good. Thank you so much. Another thing, okay, going by the same thing, which agile certification works for you currently, if you are aware of things. Okay, I have put some popular certification. You can have multiple choices, may not be the individual choices. You can use multiple choices here. Okay, you can do all the things as well. That will also be interesting to know. Okay, anyone else? The rest are mute spectators. Okay. Okay, Scrum is the highest, followed by Safe, okay, PSM and PMP. Okay, lovely. And Disciplined Agile follows the rest. Okay, lovely. So you have answered a lot of things. Okay, super. Thank you so much. I think it answers a lot of things. Okay, great. Right. So let me talk about my next question. So I had this topic had what is PMI's agile strategy and will DA work as uh, disciplined agile work as PMI's agile solution? And then there was a third part to this: will DA work for organizations? And if because it hasn't taken off as it should have been as per the PMI. And I think one of the reasons for that is also, no, there has been a lot of deliberation within PMI to focus on a strategy to commit long term on an agile solution. So there are a lot of things which has contributed that it has not taken up, as it should have been, right? But this about disciplined agile, okay, disciplined agile is PMI wants to position as a tailored solution. It can work across any solution. So I think one of the things where PMI is positioning disciplined agile, as I understand, is that it is you can actually have a core certification like a PMP, and then you want to customize, tailor a solution. You want to use hybrid methods. You want to use a different kind of methods within the PMI and tailor it. Chapter 3 of the PMP syllabus, you can use disciplined agile for tailoring the solution. So I think one of the things where PMI is thinking loud is introducing disciplined agile within PMP, or PMP as a core certification and disciplined agile as a specialized certification. That still PMI is not very clear or not announcing that PM Disciplined Agile is the agility certificate. Neither they are announcing PMI ACP is the agile certification of PMI. Neither they are announcing PMP is the agile certificate. So they are like really silent on this. So, but one of the things I had noticed is that disciplined agile can work as a tailored solution within PMI. So when you're implementing PMP, and now you want within the PMP a hybrid approach, and within the hybrid approach, you want to try out new methods. Disciplined agile might be one of the solutions, or would be the solution to do that, right? Now, before implementing disciplined agile, one of the things that you might want to understand the different challenges that disciplined agile poses. And these are very unique challenges. I have been doing disciplined agile for last 4 years, and I find it one of the best things that happened in the agility market, because I've gone very deep into that. No, and I have understood the purpose, how it can be implemented, how it can be used, how it can be actually varied as per the situation, how it can be so contextual, and if used properly, it can be a big ammunition within the organization as a process. So it's a really flexible. It's not a heavy burden on you, but a lot of companies, I have tried implementing it and consulting it with some companies here, with a few companies here, and one of these are some of the challenges I have noticed. Okay, one of the things is the positioning of disciplined agile. Disciplined agile is a toolkit. Okay, people do not understand, neither they understand what is a framework, to be very honest. Okay, so when I say framework, toolkit, is a big words. Okay. So the positioning, whether it's a toolkit, so it needs a lot of guidance for the, and 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 one of the things is that there's no big, no, the guidance is not easily available on discipline. Okay. And why this guidance is needed? It's needed for a lot of things. Like guidance is needed even for Scrum, right? But Scrum is fairly easy to use. It's something which you do a one-day training and you can start using. What you need is an agile mindset to succeed. But you understand what Scrum is trying to tell you. It's 5 ceremonies, and you are able to understand it pretty clearly. Here, that understanding is not possible. What we are doing itself, you need like a coach to handle you for a certain time before the team adopts it. And that is one missing criteria, right? Also, DA appears like very overwhelming. It's like a knowledge base. It's like a very good antidote, or it's a very good medicine rather than antidote to artificial intelligence. It has a lot of data and it can be used, okay, for various situations. So when you use it the first time, it appears overwhelming. Where to start? Because there is no starting point in discipline. That's another challenge. So people find it very overwhelming. How to start, what to do, who to go for guidance, and that becomes a big bottleneck to start. And because it cannot be started, you cannot then get the momentum. So the Newton's first law of inertia comes into place, and you're back to square one, right? So there is no starting point. It is not prescriptive, like you need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. It's not like that. It is like saying that what you want to do, you do it. I will, the tool suggests which tool you want to know, you should be very sure. Now, many people are not sure which tool to pick up, and that's where the problem is. So this challenges has not helped disciplined agile to get adopted. On the top of it, there is not much push from PMI because of the internal things, I presume. And that has created a wonderful toolkit or a wonderful idea that, or a refreshing novel concept to be limited in its implementation. I think it's a great asset which PMI has acquired. So this is some of the challenges that we have. So when I say what is a toolkit, no, if no, this is some I had done. So I got a good feedback about this thing from within a PMI thing, but it's like a superstore where you actually have what you want to pick up, you will pick up. Okay, uh, but okay, so if you are acclimatized with this idea of a superstore, that you can go in superstore and buy what you want. You don't have to try each and everything. Disciplined agile will work for, right? So that's a typical positioning of disciplined agile, and it leverages a lot of practices. So it's like a huge knowledge base. The downside is that it becomes quite overwhelming. It's quite overwhelming, and therefore people resist because they don't have knowledge about it, and that has become a bottleneck in my mind. So this has not started, given that impetus that is needed for disciplined agile. Now, disciplined agile, these are the different popular frameworks which has one life cycle. Disciplined agile, okay, has different life cycle. To be precise, 7 life cycles. Okay. And as per the context, it proposes that. So it includes, it's like a big umbrella which includes a lot of things within that big umbrella. So it's a great concept. It has been great, nicely elaborated. But when it comes to execution, you really need that hand holding, which is missing currently in the industry. So I don't want to go into that, but disciplined agile uses this process goals to make decisions. And there are almost, 1863 options currently with disciplined agile, which means the different choices you can think as different practices of different methods that you have, okay, to do things in your project, which is a really, really great asset if you know how to use it. Otherwise, like I said, it becomes quite overwhelming, right? So this is a disciplined agile for now. So these are the certification, but now the question, I will come back to this, but now the question is, will disciplined agile work for organizations? Is the prime question. Given this challenges, given whatever disciplined agile brings to the table, will disciplined agile work for your organizations? So let me ask you another poll question, okay? And let me see what is your take on this, because you're working in the organizations. How, what is your take on that? Come on, a little more. Okay, thank you. Yeah, almost 50% are not sure about things, okay, or maybe, and then, okay, it's like 25% everywhere. But yeah, no, we don't know whether it will work or not, etc. So I think there is not enough data, I guess, okay, on things to determine. But let us understand. Thanks for giving your opinions. I'm asking a lot of polls, but let us understand very, very objectively what organizations want when they implement agile solutions. Okay. They don't want a fancy agile solution to make the employees happy. Okay. At the end of it, okay, they want a better workplace. Okay. High morale in teams. Okay. A little kind of a standardization where people are at ease to do things. Okay. And more importantly, they want an effective outcome. They want higher revenue, increased profits. It's a cutthroat competition. You want year on year doing better, okay? And that's why you need a solution in a scientifically structural way that can work for you. Okay, there are various factors where the solution, what you implement, works. One factor is the culture, the environment in the company, the past data, which is the culture itself, where no, you will actually experiment what is the method you want to use, etc. So there are a lot of things which will matter to do. But at the end of it, you require this 5, 6 things, okay, at the organization level when you are implementing agile solution. If your solution is going to give that, I don't think organizations will mind it. If it's ultimately it's going to give you higher revenue, and the cost of doing that is not so significant, and you can maintain the team morale, it's a long term thing. I think there will be thumbs up if you make them understand things, right? Every solution is trying to do that, whether it's a scrum, it's a safe, it's a disciplined agile, it's a less, it's a nexus, it's an extreme program, it's a crystal, it's a dsdm, all these agile methods is doing one and the same thing. Spotify, whatever you call the top names, they are doing one of the same. The different names, little variations, different practices that you use, different things. One common thing is a mindset. If you align the mindset with everyone, this will, and that's what disciplined agile at the top master level talks about in the mindset. So these are certain things which, if you do nicely, okay, will work. So according to me, most of the agile solutions will work for organization if you implement it nice. Some are very easy. Everyone has a pro and a con, and if you do it nicely, it can actually help to better the outcome at the organization level. Disciplined agile comes with a lot of ammunition, a lot of assets, a lot of things that can help the organization work better. Okay. Plus, it is backed by PMI. And that means a lot because PMI, is a global authority. It has a lot of trust from a lot of people. And if it executes it well, I think it can actually give the return. So a lot of the solution market has some kind of meat in the terms of making the effective outcomes. Every solution works, okay, if implemented nicely. You need a proper broker to get that thing done. So this is very important. If PMI plugs in the gaps, I think they can make disciplined agile work. But no, I just okay, coming back to certifications, I just wanted to tell you, okay, these are the different certifications offered in the agility space by PMI. I just wanted to summarize it in one word. This is the starting point, okay, where you can improve the team's wow. This is the basic certification. I'll equate it with Scrum. Okay, this is the entry point. This is the intermediate level certifications where it improves the agility of teams when they interact with different teams across the organization, right? This is your, okay, the DAC, which I told you about the mindset, okay, where you will actually act as a coach to inculcate agility, inculcate disciplined agile across the team. This is my favorite certification, DVSC, okay, which talks about, okay, the flow, how to deliver agile like a lean theory in shorter time. Okay, so it complements well with the other certifications. This is good, and this is the PMI ACP. This is a generic knowledge of agility space, including the common terms used across all the agile practices. It has no amalgamation of a lot of practices used, okay, but does not advise any particular go-to method. So PMICP neither falls into a practice, a framework, or a toolkit. Okay, it has positioned that if you know Scrum, you can do better things with PMICP. Or if you do not know Scrum, you can enter the agility space with this basic knowledge. Okay, today it lacks a complete go-to strategy from PMI in the agility space. I used to think that the disciplined agile will fulfill that with little plugins that was needed to do that, including a marketing push. Okay, so this is my take on things on in the market for PMI. So I want to tell you about this key customers of Disciplined Agile so far, which are very big names, and they are keep on adding. But the it has been tried and tested and used across companies. But I would through this medium would definitely implore and request PMI that there is a big demand for agile certification. You call it specialized, you call it core, but there is a big demand. You need to fulfill that demand in terms of a specific go-to strategy before it's too late. And we are there all to support that. So this is my take on the PMI Agile strategy. I will keep on discussing and will keep on working with PMI to make this one of the best strategies. So this is our LinkedIn group. Okay. Sorry. Oops. Oh my God. I will. This is the Disciplined Agile LinkedIn group, and anyone wants to join this, I'm putting uh, uh, the link in the chat box. Okay, you can join it and request for joining it, and we will be happy to welcome you on the LinkedIn group. Uh, right. I just wanted to check the time. Okay. I wanted to open it for question and answers because this is a little kind of an open topic rather than a specific topic. We wanted to talk about it, and therefore I took this topic today on this. So yeah, so we are almost at 8:45. Okay, so I'm happy to say LinkedIn group. So I will be opening this for question and answers. So, okay, so we do a lot of disciplined agile workshops, but yeah, so I will be opening for question and answers. You can type your questions in the question panel, and I will be happy to answer the questions. In the meanwhile, also I will give you the code for one PDU for attending the webinar. You will also receive an automated mail, okay, from to your registered email where you are registered this webinar for that one video, but I will also paste that code here for you guys. Okay, put your question and answers, please, and I will be happy to answer your questions. I will also happy to know your thoughts, okay, uh, uh, on the this topic about what you think about PMI's agile strategy as well. Yeah. Any questions? Any questions? I was happy to note your questions, your comments. Yeah, on this. Yeah. Hi, Mandar. Okay. So Mandar has a very good question. He has asked, in fact, two questions. Is it recommended to go for DA certification directly or go to PMP and later DA? And second question is, should we recommend ACP anymore to anyone? Right. So a very good question. Uh, so uh, you can first question whether you can recommend to go to DA certificate directly. So if you want to, you are into agile space or you want to go into agile space, okay, you can go to the DA certifications directly. Okay, DA or disciplined agile or any agility space talks about how to, DA specifically talks about your journey from being a beginner in agility space to a master, which is the DAC in the agility space. So it has a chalked out a proper journey from a beginner to a master, which we mimic in Japanese language like shuhari. Okay, so one who follows the rule till the one who breaks the rule and becomes the master. So disciplined agile does that very very nicely. So it is recommended to do that. The second question, or you go for PMP and later D. Now PMP is talks about a project management proficiency. So if you are working in an organization where they are talking about different processes and it has a blend, a hybrid approach to things, which mostly large organizations have, PMP will give you a good alignment to that. Okay. So if the nature of your work or in the setup that you are will determine your next question whether to go for PMP and later to. Then your next question was, uh, should we even recommend ACP anymore to anyone? Okay, so I am a little wary about the second question because I am waiting for PMI's strategy on how they are going to blend the ACP into Disciplined Agile, coming up with one certification, or they are going to retain ACP separately or not, or have, how they are going to deal with that. Because earlier they were going to give emphasis to ACP and go Disciplined Agile to the business solution page, but they later came back to certifications page only. I don't know what is going on in their mind right now about ACP. One fact that ACP has around 58,000, okay, certified professionals, which is a huge number. Okay, so what to do about with that? They will transition to Disciplined Agile or not? I don't know. But my take on ACP is generic knowledge. Okay, it is not a framework. It's neither a tool. It's something which you can use as a knowledge to enter into an agile space or know about the agile space. So they need to tailor the ACP in the current form to make it more acceptable and make it a strategy to do that. So in the current way ACP is, I am not very supportive of that. This is my personal take. Okay, so I would not recommend ACP in the current stage, at least to anyone. Okay, right. So okay, the next question is, what is a good certification to try after DSSM? Okay, anonymous attendee. Okay, right. Right. So after DSSM, you have two choices. One is the DAC, Disciplined Agile Coach, which is a logical progression after DSSM, where it talks about the mastery of their journey, and it is the DAC becomes a coach, and coach will make your team. It's like hand holding the team or hand holding teams across the organization. That is something works at the team level, and then there is another certification called DVAC, Disciplined Agile Value Stream Consultant, which works at the organization level. So both work with the management, but one is operating to improve the team, and the DVSC consultant is operating to improve the flow at the organization level. Right? Both work primarily with the management in the sense that their decisions, their in negotiation interactions are more with the management. But one is on the flow of the organization, one is with improving the team here. So both are interesting certification. I like DVSC and DAC both. They are really, really nice. Even the workshops are pretty good in terms of the DAC is more a synthesis of knowledge in the sense that it's only practicals, which was never done before, because there were all certification has some theory, PPTs and all. DAC doesn't have that. So it's very interesting in that sense. I hope I answered your question. So your name is not there, okay? But if you put your name, that will be great, okay? Mandar, yeah, you're most welcome, Mandar. Okay, thanks for your question. Any other questions? No more. I don't know. This was a kind of an experiment to understand how things are positioned at PMI, and what is our take on this. Shailendra, okay, adaptability of PMI practice are greater than DA because of its complex nature. How true it is from understand? PMI practices. What do you mean by PMI practice, Shailendra? PMP, you mean PMP? That is what you're saying. Yeah, what if I had to frame the question, you are saying adaptability of PMP practices are better than the DA because DA is complex nature. Is what you are trying to say? Yeah. Like I said, one of the challenge of discipline agile, it appears very overwhelming, and many people do not know it, right? Uh, so so if you ask me, any organization, so chal raha hai, things are going fine, it's fine, unless there is a bottleneck. Why to change things? So that mindset of changing is not very apparent in a lot of organizations. And DA, unlike say a Scrum is very easy to adapt. DA, there is no starting point, and there is a good reason why there is no starting point, because it tells not to go back. You start from where you are. Some people might have loads of knowledge, information. You start from where you are. The Scrum says this is the starting point. Safe says the starting point. But a lot of people, starting point becomes very important. So it's very easy to adapt. It becomes prescriptive. It becomes very easy to adapt, and that is a great hurdle or obstacle in DA. So yes, PMP also is like a prescriptive in nature, and therefore it's very easy to adopt. You know the starting point, right? Project charter. When you do know the planning, then you do no. A lot of these things are very easy, right? You do this first, then second, then third. They're very easy. That is not there in discipline, and therefore it becomes difficult. I agree with you. Okay, Shiva Raghendra, okay, is asking, will DA help the organization currently well versed in practice by replacing them? Your thought being a mentor and coach. Okay, I think DA complements, because I said DA is like an umbrella to say less nexus, so it complements them. Okay, it can suggest an alternative way if some part of that safe or less is not working. In fact, the choices that DA has are all the methods by various practices. It leverages that practice, right? So if the organization, like you're saying, is well versed with the practice, okay, there can be some instances where things are not working well because of a safe method, where maybe disciplined agile will suggest the alternative method. So I'm not saying to replace it completely. It can work well where an amalgamation of different methods can work together as well. So yes, so DA will help where, just to short answer, DA will help, okay, the organizations where who are already implemented less or safe. DA can complement it and can help them to be better at what they are doing. I hope I answer your question. Another question, Shailendra, which industries are greatly adaptive for DA? So DA works for no, it emphasizes or no, propagates, or no, it encourages agility. That's what disciplined agile is, right? It is so agile is a mindset. Agile means, no, you do things, okay, and deliver it quickly so that you get, okay, generate the value quicker. Value might, no, you can think of revenue quicker, okay. So that's what is about agility. So disciplined agile is a catalyst to bring that agility, the tool to bring that agility. So it can work with every industry. Now, some people say construction agility doesn't work. It may not work with a lot of things, but the mindset is there for that construction industry. You don't have to, use five ceremonies, right? Agility is not about five ceremonies. Please understand that. Agility is not about, doing stand-up meetings or retrospectives or doing demos and all this thing. Agility is about delivery value sooner. So it can be adopted across every industry. Oh, Hadi. Okay, lovely. Hadi had been with us. Okay, and is my very good friend. Hadi is from Mauritius, and he just mentioned that no, my organization is not using DA, but I have been using with my team as very useful. So he started using. I think it's a great initiative, because it's tough to start, and you need everyone to use in your team to make it. Another challenge or another drawback or plus point, you tell it, no, you see it how you want to see it. But good, Hadi, thanks for sharing. Hadi is one of the first DACs from Mauritius, a disciplined agile coach. Okay, great. Any other questions, anyone? I love that a lot of you had questions, and no, I think you should keep on asking questions. See, this is my point of view. I may be having my point of view depending on how I see the world. it may differ with your point of view as well. So that's completely all right. But I wanted to express myself here and now put my point of view across the thing. So if you have any other doubts or anything, no, we can be always in touch. And I'm putting the claim code for you on the chat session. I'm putting my LinkedIn profile as well. We'll always be in touch, and I'll happy to answer uh, anything that you wish to have or have a chat or open chat. Okay, it's just expressing ourselves. There is nothing right or wrong. Everyone has their own constraint. Even PMI, I'm sure, have their own constraint. They also want to know. They also know that agile certification is a big market. I'm sure they will come up with something. But currently, I think there is a big gap to be addressed there. So great. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. If there are no more questions, I think it was a great session with all of you. Thank you for contributing. Thank you for being so attentive. And let's be in touch. I put my LinkedIn profile with all of you. I'm really happy to get in touch with you. And I put the claim code as well, and you'll receive a mail as well. So thank you, everyone, and have a great evening ahead. Warm namaste from my side. Thank you.